Hey, how you doing? We're live. I think we're not. Who knows?
Yay.
We'll never know. We can just be here all night, playing all night, not be live, and never know.
And we'll never tell.
I think we're live.
Think so.
Feels like
I think we're live too.
I think so. I think we're alive. We're like the hills. We're alive
Feel
with
it
the
in
sound
the
of music.
plums.
Yeah, I can hear you and I can hear me. All right. Let's get this party started. Thank you so much for joining us. We are late. We had like about everything that could go wrong went wrong tonight. But we are here. We sacrificed Miko to the gods and they let us go on. Anyways, because, you know, I'm kind of bright there when I turn myself. You know me, I like to hang out in the dark, get my little lighty lights going. You know, good disco. I'd be like a disco duck in here.
Oh, heck yeah.
Disco duck. I didn't even have time to put on my regular I'm GMing hoodie. It's just
how it is.
full
Flying by the
fucking
seat of our
madness
pants.
tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out with us if you're hanging out with us. Thank you so much for not hanging with us. We're here. We are putting on the show. We're like Freddie Mercury, the show. It must go on. And so here we are. We will not belabor the point. We will get right into it. I'd like to introduce my awesome, wonderful, amazing players who allow me to ride on their coattails to victory here every night. And we will begin tonight, as we did the first few nights, just because I haven't had time to change the production sheet with Beth Masco. Beth, how you doing?
Oh, hi.
And what's up?
I am good. You know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yar.
But
Am I the only one who just lost Beth?
Nope.
oh
Hey,
Okay.
no!
are you
Am I
back?
back?
Are you live?
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
Oh, for Pete's sake!
Did the girl from what was that?
The Ring.
Ring get you?
Yeah, she got me. Oh boy.
Yeah, you're kind of
find me
breaking
on
up,
the
so it's
internet.
probably the internet's probably a little. It's okay. We'll be here. We'll be here when you come back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just keep on keeping on.
that's what we're gonna do. But now, while it's working, tell us who you are and what's going on.
Yeah, I just find me places on the internet. On Tuesday, I'm running a one-shot of the game Nightcrawlers by Tanner Ye. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cool game. It's a splatterpunk monster game, so super cool. Check it out if you can over at Wanderer's Haven. Yeah, that's me.
That's you in a nutshell. It's you in a nutshell.
Yes.
How did I get in this bloody nutshell?
How did I get out of it? More importantly, thank you so much, Beth, for hanging out. I look forward to checking out this Nightcrawler thing. It looks to be exactly my jam. All sorts of things going. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Speaking of going, Dungeon Mr. Ty, who is wrestling with freaking scorpions and bears and all sorts of stuff over at his house. It's a real circus, is what it is.
Yeah, but I win. I come out victorious. I am Dungeon Mr. Ty on the internets. And I also represent Adventure Sling Productions, creators of New Avarden, which you will be able to see in a crowdfunding campaign in June.
Yeah.
We're starting to narrow in on that. Yes.
Nice, cool.
So we have our dates figured out, and there will be more news about that. Meanwhile, it's May already. I can't believe it's May. I got a convention coming up at the end of the month. I got a convention in June, and then all the stuff in between there. There are more things coming up as far as live streams go. But tonight, I am here to play the amazing cabinet maker.
Yeah.
Really good at only one thing in his whole life, Gerontis.
Yeah. But you know,
amazing cabinet maker.
better be good at one thing than, you know, not good at many things.
Yeah, a master of one, jack of none.
Those cabinets are great. Like, you open the door, you let go, and it doesn't move. You open it further, you let go, it doesn't move.
But you can't hear it when you open them, and you can't hear it when you close them.
That's right. And in fact, they kind of close, and then they kind of stop, and then they slowly just...
Yeah. Soft close.
Amazing.
Soft close
Nice.
is where it's at.
Some talent there. There's some talent there. Speaking of talent, thank you so much, Ty, for bringing your personal brand of humor and TTRPG skills here with us tonight. And speaking of talent, as I was just saying, Shelley, do you have cabinets, Shelley? That's what the whole world wants to know.
have cabinets, and they're soft close and they're not soft close, and they could use the help of Gerontis for sure.
Gerontis, a
Fine,
little
fine
known
skills.
fact, Gerontis invented WD-40.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Not
just
out
an
of
idea.
necessity.
It just sort of, you think about it and it works.
Yeah.
Later it became a spray when the aerosol can was invented.
Yeah. You were saying,
Just
Shelley?
What?
I was saying that I'm Shelly, and you can find me on Twitter at RealFleaMonkey, and here on Tuesdays, and at Tithalanos on Wednesdays doing Pathfinder. And tonight, I am hoping that my tech holds steady. I am playing Verena Arcadia, who is a engineer thief and is way smarter than Shelly is, so let's see how this goes.
Thanks so much for being here, Shelley, bringing your own particular kind of cabinets. And I think I messed up. I wrote human scholar, but it's Nefra that's the scholar. I didn't go change it. But, you know, we'll say that for tonight,
Busted.
Why, thank you.
you are a scholar. A +10 broadsword. I wish I had a +10 broadsword. I am, as always, the Bleakseason. You can find me online, Twitter, everywhere as the Bleakseason. My website, Bleakseason.com, as all my infos and all my games and all my good stuff. I would like to give a quick shout out tonight. I will make these quick music-wise. We are using, as always, the music of tabletopaudio.com. All your musical needs will be satisfied if you head up there. I'm sorry, I'm just going to go through them really quickly because we love these people. We want to give them shout outs, but you know, we started kind of late. We do use the Dragonbane system for this game, which was created or recently released, I guess, by Free League Publishing. Amazing system. I'm loving it very dearly. If you get a chance to check it out, please go ahead. It comes out in July. The digital version's already out, but the physical version comes out in July. So get your hands around that. We are a Guild Superior. As always, we love hanging out with people, having people post weird coffee memes in our Discord. If you would like to know more about us, check us out on the socials. Come and hang out with us in our Discord. If you like what you see, even though we're late as all get out, and you would like to give us a little bit of support, please feel free to do so. All proceeds that we get go back into the game, into getting some art and, you know, making things prettier and all that. So consider at least following. Following costs nothing and it helps greatly. So thank you very much for all that. If you want to get in on the game a little bit tonight, help out the players, you can drop a few bits down and buy the players some advantages to help them out on their trip into the heart of a flooded city. And finally, I will post here in a little bit some information about the various characters. But for now, enough fla. Let us jump right into it. My friends, when we last spoke, you had just defeated a group of treasure hunters who you encountered in the city, in the flooded city that you were going in. They were desperately looking for a way out of the city. They saw you at a boat. They wanted to cut a deal when Dara went in. And yes, Miko is not with us, unfortunately, tonight. He was feeling under the weather. So we just, you know, put his picture up. That's not his Hero Forge fig. That's actually Miko's picture. That's up there. You realized that they had a prisoner with them in a cage, and when Dara looked closer, he realized that it was someone who was supposedly an infected, but she was not brainless, mindless. Her name is Sadie Primrose, and she said that the infected had changed drastically in the past few years, and in fact, many of them were living or cohabitating with the regular humans in the Citadel, which is where most of the people have found refuge. As we finished off the game, you had just defeated the group of treasure hunters who had Sadie, and you were getting ready to talk to Sadie. I do believe you have two prisoners. Two of the people that you fought surrendered. So you have them, and we'll say that you've tied them up very solidly and made sure that they had no weapons about them, so that's that safe. And there goes Beth, and there comes Beth back again. How you doing, Beth?
So sorry.
No,
Don't know what
why are you
happened.
apologizing? Are you the one unplugging
just
your
disappeared.
internet?
I'm not supposed to do that?
No.
Shit.
You must be
Don't.
closer
My
to the
bad.
sun.
I'm here.
Yeah. Don't touch the internet. The internet has enough difficulties as it is. And so, as we open up, you find yourselves here. And oops, that's not what I wanted. You find yourselves here. This is the tower where you met all your friends there. And after the little battle, you do have a couple of prisoners. So I will say that you have taken them aside. Where's the other one? The other one's got flung back somewhere. I'll find him in a second. He got flung back by Dara, and I have his token somewhere. I'm sure I have his token somewhere. Oh, there it is. So you've managed to kind of bring both of them and sort of tied them up. And I will say that, well, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to... why are you moving the boat? Don't move the boat. Don't move the boat. So just to make things easy, I will say that you've tied them up here so that you don't have to worry about them escaping whilst you question. And when you go into the room here, and Dara and Tertius will be keeping an eye on them. When you go into the room here, you find the cage, as I was saying, and it's not going to be very slick tonight because I'm operating this alone. Just accept.
We'll back you up.
Accept that it is what it is. And you find in the cage Sadie Primrose, who, while she obviously looks a little strange with sort of grayish green skin and these sort of glowing red eyes, is otherwise sitting there very patiently in the cage, just waiting for someone to come in, see what's up. So, whatever you want. If you want to be there with her yet, that's cool. Hey, Insomnia, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you. If you want to be there with her yet, if you want to be talking on the side a little bit to kind of figure out what you want to do first, that's fine. But I will give it up to you.
I mean, I imagine Dara's probably been talking us into helping her the whole time.
Yeah.
I, for one, am very interested to know what her situation is. I've been led to believe that they are not like what he's describing.
It looks like what they describe.
She's talking to
Dara
him.
said, yeah, this is
Very-
different.
Pleasant, probably. He
Yeah.
didn't seem angry when he came down. I'm real hurt, though. You guys mind if we just kind of sit around for a little bit?
Take a break.
That should be
As she
fine.
pulls an arrow out of her back.
Let me help you
Oh,
with that.
God.
1, 2, 3.
So if you want to take a second and do a little bit of healing, let's take a look at what that looks like. So in order to do some healing, we'll say you at least get to take a stretch rest, which will allow you to regain 1d6 hit points. If someone is using healing on you, you can get 2d6 hit points back, but that person cannot heal. So is there someone who's not wounded, who's got healing that wants to try that out, or is everyone kind of just going to rest a little bit and...
I can heal. Yeah.
So
Verena, get over here.
give me a healing roll.
All right. Mm. That is a 19. So that's a failure.
That's a failure. So
I actually stab her again.
yeah, right in the eye. So you'll heal
took that arrow
d6
out.
hit points for now. You also all will heal one condition if you have one. Anyone have more than one condition? Okay.
No.
I don't think I have any conditions.
Do you want to push the roll, Beth?
Yeah, you know what I do? I really do.
For me?
What if I said I rolled another 19? What would you say to that?
I would
'Cause
say
I
the
have a
odds
lot to
are
say.
pretty staggering, but...
It's also on par for
But there we
tonight.
go. Yep.
Oh, well.
Same dice. That one's relegated to a different.
Yeah.
So
Let's
go
do
ahead,
now.
Beth, and pick a condition for yourself, but you'll have a
Oh.
stretch rest, so it'll go away, so it's fine.
Great.
I'll hand wave it.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
This is human and character now coming through.
It's okay. In Dawnbringer the other night, there's a table with 120 numbers on it, and both Miko and
Oh my God.
Kevin rolled the exact same number.
That was wild.
That was
Absolutely
very
wild.
Absolutely. So you'll each heal a d6. You'll each heal a condition. If you have an extra condition, you could interact with your memento. I think some of you have healing potions that you can take also if you want.
Mhm.
I do not believe that anyone has healing magic.
How
No.
much do the potions heal?
They heal 2d6 plus 4.
I don't need that much yet. I need to get my will back in order, though.
Could roll low.
Well, so here's the
I-
thing, right? You could take a shift rest, which is like 8 hours. You could decide to stay up here in this tower and take a full-on rest if you wanted. Honestly, there's really nothing that prevents that. You're not super necessarily on any sort of timer. It's a pretty safe place. You could pull your boat up on the shore, lock the door downstairs, and I would certainly say that you can take a full shift rest.
How you feeling, Captain?
I don't know,
Yeah.
Beth is not feeling well at all. At least it's not jumbling the cameras. If it was jumbling the cameras, I'd be crying, but...
Yeah, I'd be with you there.
I felt better, but I'd go. I know that some of us, and I look over at Nephra, are pretty interested in getting to our destination. And myself included.
Well, I would rather have us all arrive safely. So if we need to take more time, then that should be okay. Whatever works.
Imagine Dara saying, there's probably something we should do with this one, too.
So, all right. So look, what we'll do is this. We'll assume you will be taking a shift rest unless something happens. So you can move on and do your interrogation, your discussion with her and all that. And then after, you'll take the shift rest if you still want to take it. And we'll heal up and we'll move on from there. How's that?
Let's go in healthy.
Okay.
That's good.
All
So no problem. You will be able to spend the evening here, no problem at all. So let's move on. Then there's someone in a cage next door who's waiting very patiently.
So clarification: when we take a full rest like that, do we get everything back? Just
Yeah, if you take a full-on shift rest, you get all your lost HP, NWP, and heal all condition.
all right.
And that is exactly 6 hours.
We can afford 6 hours.
It'll be night by the time 6 hours goes by, just so you know. But there's nothing that says you can't wait till the morning.
As we're in this space with our undead, not undead new friend, would the white raven skull that I have be pinging that undead are near?
Let me take a look. Hey, Insomnia, is the music too loud? Can you just let me know if the music's too loud? It looks like it might be loud, but just let me know if it's too loud so I can bring it down. If you would, please. It does not.
Interesting. Okay.
Or anybody else in chat, let me know if the music's too loud.
Durantis isn't a wizard at interrogation, but I want to know what our captives can tell us about what they're doing with the Primrose person.
That's a good option too. So you have two of them there. You have Lula and you have Bitters. The one that was shooting at you is Bitters. Bitters is a gray Eldrin.
I want to ask Lula. And I've got the tricorn hat on.
Oh, not the tricorn hat. Anything but the tricorn hat.
I've got it on.
It gives you advantage for intimidation.
On top of my beard.
Well, you know what? He sees your tricorn hat and he raises you a purple mustache.
Man, that always
Fair.
happens.
Yeah. Never had a purple mustache.
Look at that. Look at that. That's
So
bitters.
there's. You said there was like ruins or glyphs or something on the cage of the
Yes.
of Sadie.
Yes.
Well,
And you have Lula as a prisoner also.
Lula's who I'm talking to.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm standing over both of them. Tricorn pointed one, tricorn pointed the other one.
They're both sort of looking down. They'll look up at you a little bit, see your tricorn hat, look down again. If we'd have known you was pirates, we wouldn't have flagged you down.
We're not pirates.
It looks
Yes.
like pirates.
I take the hat off. Look, not a pirate. And then I put it back on.
Clever disguise.
That is how we got this far. How did you get this far in?
We rode. We had a connection.
All right, so
We had a
why the
connection.
primrose? Why the primrose? That's really what's important here.
And Lula looks at Bitters, and Bitters like, I don't fucking care at this point. You might as well tell him everything. She's like, well, I'll tell you what I know. I don't know much because it was Tancred there who organized everything. It was just, the muscle, really. But we got hired by someone. I don't know who. Tancred's the only one who spoke to them. In Segovia, they wanted us to come in here. They gave us a map. They told us where to go. They said there would be someone waiting for us. We were getting paid, and whatever we found along the way was ours to keep. They set up everything, the way in, everything else. We did not know we were meeting some sort of zombie. When we got there, we tried to grab her. She panicked, obviously, started screaming. A couple of actual zombies that were hiding in the tunnels heard her and came at us as we were making our exit. They jumped us. One of ours died. The other one got injured. But we managed to make it out of there. That's literally all I know now. We were supposed to go back to the point where we got into the city and wait around, light a fire tonight as a signal, and someone was going to come meet us, pay us the other half, and get the cargo.
Did you bring that cage with you?
That cage was given to us. It kind of a very ingenious design. It folds really neatly together.
Oh, I gotta see that.
what do you know about the ruins that are on here? Is this thing gonna blow up if only the? If
I
it's
was
not the
told that
person-
those runes were there to protect us from any sort of infection that whatever creature we put in there might have. So beyond that, I ain't no wizard. I don't know.
And she was docile before you put her in there.
Well, no, she put up a hell of a fight, let me tell you. Part of the wounds that we suffered before meeting the other zombies was her, but I don't think she's much of a warrior. Now, I don't know how it got arranged that she was going to meet us or who wants her or why, but I know that this is what we were coming to get.
So she was just waiting for you somewhere inside the tunnels?
Yeah. We had a map, led us right to her. A bit of a trek. There's a lot of water in those suckers. I mean, we had to swim at some point. We couldn't walk. There's a lot of water in there. Like I said, there's some of the bad infected in there too.
But she was gonna come willingly?
No. As far as I know, she thought she was meeting us for something else, but you'd have to ask her that.
Alright.
Look, that's really all I know. Look, really, we never meant to ambush you or for it to get this out of hand. We really just wanted to get out of here. And if we missed our exfil tonight, we were afraid we were going to be stuck here. That's why we were so hardcore about getting that boat and getting out of here. I do believe Tancred meant it when he said that we were going to take your boat, go to the exfil point, and then send back someone with your boat. Or, we're not bad people. We're just trying to earn a buck, or like anybody else. You guys are here also trying to earn a dollar. We're here trying to earn a dollar, She wouldn't say dollar. We're here trying to earn, a coin or two.
Well, his presentation was a bit lacking, and he was awfully forceful. I apologize for what we had to do, but...
Well, Tancred was an asshole. What you gonna do?
Yep. Right, Is the cages right here too, or is that down?
I would say it's in the other room so that you could speak kind of privately.
Okay. Well, should we go talk to Sadie? See what she's got to say?
Yeah, but I have an idea. But we should talk. We should talk first.
Okay. Is Tancred's body down?
Yeah, I would assume you would have brought it inside the tower, but maybe left it in the lower floor.
Okay. Well, he might have something on him too to help solve this mystery. We should check him as well.
I can go down and check him out while you talk to the Primrose.
Yeah, I mean, if that's cool with you.
Sure. Dara will go with me and Tertius. But I wonder if we can bring them with us. They can work with us.
Oh,
like
you mean
extra help.
Lulu and
Bitters. Yeah.
Bitters?
Yeah.
Can we trust him now, though?
What if we told him we could pick him up on the way back? You can still get out of here, and we don't have to worry about our safety in there.
Be worried about the one that was injured too, just taking our boat while we're in there.
Yeah,
if we leave him, we gotta leave him. He's not. Doesn't look like he's able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You just want some extra bodies,
or muscle,
maybe,
yeah.
I get it.
If they're telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the body has. We can talk to Sadie and maybe we'll get some type of information that could help. And maybe that would help us decide what to do.
Imagine Dara says, I'm staying here to talk to the Primrose. So Tertius and I will go down there and check the body.
Not a problem.
Okay, I'll let you know what we find.
So you want to do that first, or you want to talk to Sadie first? What do you want to do?
Check the body? You want to check it?
Yeah.
Right. So you go back down and you find a bunch of their gear and whatnot sort of lying around. So Lula had a greatsword. Just a regular greatsword. Bitters has a masterwork heavy crossbow.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll find throughout their things 100 feet of rope. You'll find 2 lanterns with some spare oil. You'll find a hammer, crowbar, pickaxe. You find 2 healing drafts, 2 healing potions. And Tancred's weapon is a scimitar that looks very fancy. It's definitely at least masterwork. It has a nice ivory pearl handled. It got this filigree blade, and there's this kind of almost like this lightning bolt engraved along the side of the blade. And when you move it, and the light catches into it, it kind of looks like a storm. Like you'd be looking at a storm through a window shaped like a scimitar.
Like that.
Very, very nice quality. He also had another scimitar, just a regular scimitar.
So Tertius and I are going to
sorry. They're also wearing armor. He had chainmail on.
Yep.
And so does Lula, and Bitters is wearing some studded leather.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to pull the chainmail off of Tancred's body, and Tertius and I will load the mundane items onto the boat.
Okay.
Before we head back up, but we'll bring the potions back to everyone. One of the lanterns, just to make sure we've got one. The crossbow. I don't have the gear equipment up in front of me. Is a greatsword better than a hammer?
Are you wielding a great hammer or a regular hammer?
It was one that I took off the thugs in the warehouse.
So the difference would be the greatsword does 2d10 damage. It's got piercing and slashing. The heavy warhammer does 2d10 and it's got bludgeoning and toppling. So honestly, they're about the same. So
all right,
matter of style.
Oh, let's load the sword onto the boat too.
As you do all that and then go back around to the front to go to the door, can you give me an artisan check? You have a master carpenter, right?
Yes, I do.
Give me an artisan check.
Is that with a boon or is that just with a...
Just straight up, unless you have something that gives you a boon on that.
Nope, that's a crafting ability, so...
Master Carpenter, an action you can inflict and craft a winner. Yeah, so that's not going to help you with that. Uncle Lou's second best hammer axe, magical artifact. +2 to your crafting roll. So you get +2 from Uncle Lou's second best hammer axe.
There we go. So that'll be a 16 target. 8.
Okay.
Ooh, 6. So difference of 12.
Nice.
Difference of 10, sorry.
Cool. So you will, as you come around, you will see their boat there, and it's kind of damaged and broken, and on its own, it's not really kind of fixable or salvageable, but you see that there's enough good material left on it that if you wanted to take a little bit of time, you could do another roll and sort of reinforce your boat, which would give you a little bit extra health to it, and I would say would give you an extra 3 storage space, because it would have better flotation.
Okay. Considering that we... All right, well, okay.
Considering you're going to take the night?
Probably, yeah.
So you could conceivably do that if you wanted and still get your shift rest, because it'll be like, take you a few hours to do that, and you can still get your 6 hours of rest.
Okay. So my plan is to do that, but I'm going to take the good gear back up first and let the crew know what we found, and then... barring the captain's protest, I will plan to do that, reinforce our ship.
Okay, and you'll have help from Tertius, who's not that good, but good enough to give you a bonus when you do it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back up top, you have in the other room someone in a cage.
Sure do.
Which, brings back memories.
The good old days.
The good old days.
I'll go up to speak with her. Hey, Sadie. We were kind of just briefed on why they found you and why you're in this cage, but I'd kind of like to hear from you why you think someone would be interested in kidnapping you, I guess.
Look, I really don't have anything to hide. I can't speak to why they wanted me. I can just tell you how I got in this situation. We've been trying for several years to get the people in the other city to listen to us, to know that things have changed here and that there are many of us who have changed in those years also, and that we're not the monsters that some of the others were. But of course, the police fall on deaf ears. They wrote us out a long time ago, and I don't think there's anyone there that has really any interest in listening to us or helping, really. But we keep trying. We do have some contacts on the outside that have been helping, smuggling in some supplies and things of that nature. Our leader, Bowen, he knows some people on the other side, and he's made some arrangements so we get supplies and stuff. And recently he said that he made a promising connection, someone who had offered to represent our case to the powers that be there, which we haven't followed politics too much, but I guess the syndicate's in control of Segovia now, and the Senate's out, and the senator, not senator, sorry, the consul's out, and the Imperium's out. And so Bowen said he'd made a contact there of someone who said they could represent us, and it took a while, but eventually we heard back that there was some promising overtures made. They said they were sending someone to talk with us, and I'm kind of the second in command, I guess, in the place, or third, depending on who you talk to. But anyways, Bowen asked me to go down into the tunnels and meet them and take them back upstairs when they arrived. And when they showed up, there was no diplomat. There was just a bunch of pirates who didn't even give me a chance to say anything and jumped me and hauled me into this cage. And their boat got damaged on the way out, and then they dragged us here, and you know the rest. You showed up. Things have really changed. We're not the way that the first ones were. I don't know why. We can't explain it. We don't know at all what's happened. But slowly, over the few years that followed the flood and the quarantine and all that, people started changing. And while there's still a few that are too far gone, most of us have kind of regained control of our senses, of our own minds, of our bodies, and we're different now, I guess, in a certain way, but we're not infectious. We don't attack people. We don't hurt people. We're just back to our normal selves. We can't explain it. We really can't, but it's the truth.
Doing with the ones that are too far gone? Where are they?
There's only a few of them. They're in certain areas of the city, in the tunnels a little bit. Most of them are in pairs, or 3 or 4 of them, and a lot of them just stay in the empty houses or underwater and kind of wait for some poor treasure hunter to come around and attack them. The first few years, we constantly had them trying to infiltrate the citadel. We ended up locking a lot of the access points in the tunnels. Eventually, we built the only real access point now is a bridge, a rope bridge that we've built. Makes it easy to defend and to destroy if ever there was some major issue. And we've kind of made a life for ourselves in the citadel. We're growing fruits and vegetables, and thanks to some people who've brought us some supplies, we have chickens and things of that nature. But it's pretty threadbare living, not gonna lie. In the first few years, there was always something we could scavenge in the different houses and stuff, but now most of the good stuff's been taken.
Do you think what's happened here has been a double cross, or do you think these weren't the people that Bowen contacted that put you in this cage?
I don't know. I think maybe we got played, and this was a plot all along to get one of us. I think maybe for some sort of someone wants to study the situation, or there are a few things that those of us who are better now, we do certain things we couldn't do before. We can see in the dark. We tend to be stronger and faster a little bit, I guess. We don't feel pain as much. It's difficult for us to be out in the sunlight very long, but otherwise, we're just like normal humans. Or, sorry, ours were just like any other living being. I have a heartbeat, not dead or undead or anything like that.
You're looking to rejoin the other city?
Well, I think that's the
Your
ultimate
group?
dream, right? We want to get out. Would you want to live here?
I don't know if you'll be accepted over there.
I remember a time when the Imperium wouldn't accept Dvergs in most of their cities. Definitely not Ashkari either. And now, even before the Syndicate took over Segovia, Segovia was just a huge mishmash of every other culture on Eld. People learn. I mean, you know, sure, it's not going to be easy, but I'd rather face that than keep living here, which is not really living. It's just surviving for another day.
Well, I
So-
feel like I... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, so we still need to get in there.
I can take you in. I can bring you to see Bowen. There's Bowen and the non... by the way, we don't use the term infected. Bowen... His name is Bowen Horn. He's yes, Beth.
What?
He's from the Whisperwood.
Oh, man.
I was waiting for this. He gave us the name Tilwith, which I guess means some sort of fae or fairy in their language, something like that. Tilwith Teg. So he calls us the Tilwith because he says we're like strange beings from another world. But there's him. The others, the non-Tilwith, are led by this Javok named Orzia. She's a little bit older. She's been around for quite some time. Both very nice people. I'm sure they'd be happy to meet you and talk with you, especially if you're coming from the outside and you possibly have contacts out there. How about at least getting me out of this cage?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm concerned about these markings on here.
I have no clue what those are. So Dara would take a look at them and he'll say, I know exactly what they are. They're fucking bogus. They're nothing. They're the kind of shit you write on something and the incredulous think that it's some sort of powerful sorcery. But it's nothing. These guys got sold a bill of goods. I think it's safe to open the door.
All right, and then I'll look over at Nephra since we're both standing by the cage and give her like a like should I do it kind of look.
She'll nod, but she'll have her hand on the handle of her scimitar.
Okay, I'll give her the nod, and then I will yank them open or yank it open, however it goes.
All right, so you'll unlock it, open it, and she'll raise her
I'll
hands.
unlock it. Yeah.
And she'll come out. Oh, I've been in there a while. Oh, oh God. Oh. I'm also kind of thirsty. You have water?
Yeah, we got water somewhere.
So you'll go around, you'll find her some water, and thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Look, I mean, it's up to you, but if you want, I can certainly bring you by the front door. But I'll let you, I guess, talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it will be very helpful if you could guide us around a little bit in there. I don't know what's flooded and what's not at this point. I know these tunnels. At least I did.
Well, the only bits that we use are not very flooded. I understand that they came in through some other parts that we don't go, which is why they ran into some of the infected. There are some of the higher level tunnels are fine, but the lower ones are definitely completely flooded. But I can just bring in by the front door and you can meet the leaders.
Listen, if you had your say, Sadie, would you want to be returned to being normal again, or do you like these new things you've got? I mean, some of those things don't sound bad.
I came here on a boat about 11 years ago. I came here from the continent across the ocean. I was sent here because the leader there had spies here. And one in particular was a woman named Madame Charlotte who ran a brothel in Segovia, and I was sent to train under her to replace her because she was getting on in life. So that was about 6 months before the quarantine came in effect. For those 6 months, I learned how to be a courtesan, a prostitute, and a spy, and then I was infected, as were most of the people in the brothel, by someone who came in one night who, unbeknownst to them, had been infected and lost their minds while they were in there and just attacked people and bit people. And I spent the next 10 years basically running for my life, trying to survive. Some of it I don't remember because when I was first infected, I was like everybody else. I lost my mind. I was attacking people. And then suddenly one day I started realizing that we were here, and somehow I was on this side of the city surrounded by water. And even though things have gotten better since then, because now I have myself again and I have my faculties, I've been basically living on an island that's a kilometer wide on both sides. That's been my world for the past 10 years. So I don't know. Was I better off before?
Well, we're here now. So maybe once we've all rested, you can take us in. If we're able to come back and pick the rest of them up, we could do that.
If you want to stay here tonight, you better bring in anything you don't want to lose into the tower and lock the door downstairs and bar it. Nights when they become most active.
Speaking of, I'm going to come clomping up the stairs. Hearing conk, conk, conk. I think I'm going to give that armor to Tertius, by the way. If he's not wearing anything else, anyway, he can throw
No,
that on.
he's wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
At least he's wearing his pants again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're giving that to me, man?
Yeah. I don't want to give up my armor and you just have a shirt.
It's like worth a fortune, man. It's like half a year's salary what the Off-Raw brothers pay us. You're giving that to me, man?
You're earning your keep as much as any of us. Just take it.
I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah, you can help me with my cabinetry business after we get out of here, after I quit the pirates.
You mean that?
Yeah.
How long are you going to be with the pirates?
What time is it?
Looks up. 2 hours before dinner time. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. All this fighting.
Yeah, I know. Well, throw that on. We'll figure out the business after this business.
I'm going to go look. I think I saw they had some food. I'm going to go check what we got. Maybe I can. I can whip you up some of my nana's borscht. All right, I'm on it.
Okay. All right. I'm heading up.
Yeah,
I'll come in with all the haul and
literally like his hands like this, get shit all over.
On the floor. I'm going to take out that scimitar first of all, and I'm going to take it to Nephra because I know Nephra carries a scimitar, and I'm going to be like, Nephra, I found this. Mm-hmm. Look at that, and I'm going to turn it in the light so it catches that lightning effect.
Oh my god.
Whoever made this as Gerontis's cabinet making skill, but in scimitar making.
I mean, incredible.
Yeah, here.
Show stopping.
You take it. I don't need it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
No problem. I got my tricorn hat.
Yeah, it's true. Everything you need.
Captain, I found some healing drinks for us. I don't know who should carry them, but we should know that those are there. Do you know how to use a crossbow? This is pretty nice. Like, I could make the stock almost this. Well, no, I could do it, but I don't think I could do the whole thing. I mean, look at this thing.
Pretty magnificent, as far as crossbows go.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you think? I mean, you think Nephra should take it?
I gave Nephra a sword. You should see the sword.
I'll show her.
Look at that thing.
This is wild.
The pearl handle on that thing.
Like a show right there in your hand.
I put the stats
know.
on your character sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you see, there's one thing you have to look up in the book and copy it for yourself. But
Okay. Ooh.
Well, I don't know. Are you a shooter,
Cool.
Cap? I haven't seen you shooting.
Not really. No. I like to get right up in there. If I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Dara,
you're a
she gets
shooter.
right up in there.
Dara's a shooter.
There's like the only thing I like to shoot is lightning from my hammer.
Oh yeah. Well, you have a bow too. This is like a.
I don't know.
Oh,
Not quite my speed. Why don't you keep it?
all right.
You
I
got,
got a little
you got
bit more.
nothing if we get into a fight at long range. What are you going to do? Hurl insults at them?
I mean, I throw my axes, but I don't want to lose my uncle's axe. Okay, I'll hold on to that.
So it's a masterwork heavy crossbow. Basically, all it means is that it's a heavy crossbow, but it doesn't lose durability when it takes damage.
All right.
Sweet.
Got it. Okay, I can hold these healing drinks if you want, or I don't know.
I have 2 on me right now. I mean, how much does everybody already have? We should have an even distribution.
I have one.
I have 2, so you can take one.
All right.
And,
Well, you just hold them both. How about that?
Okay.
And I know Dara has one because he was trying to give me one, but
yeah.
he
Okay.
might need it.
Yeah, he's got one.
Well, if you need one, remember I have them.
Thank
Right.
you.
And Tertius is making borscht. Yeah, for us to eat. And I'm going to work on I'm going to take some materials, Captain, if it's okay with you, and I'm going to work on our boat until I can't see out there anymore. And I think I could do some good stuff for, so we have a little more space, a little more buoyancy to the craft.
It's important. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea.
All right. Tertius was helping me down there while he's cooking his borscht. Yeah, can't say that word.
Sorry, took me a long time to get to know how to say it too. My Nana, she could say she beat it into me.
I'm sorry. I don't have that accent.
No, it's all right. I mean, I lost it a while back.
Well, all right. Well, you cook and you know, I'm going to go down and work on the boat.
Sounds good. Let me just yeah, I'll be down to help you shortly.
All right.
So when you go down, so we'll do this quickly enough, but when you go down, basically you can do an artisan section. So you have master craftsman, it's going to take you half the time it would normally take you. So you can go ahead and give me a crafting check. It'll be at +2 because of your hammer, and with the other guy helping, it'll be an additional +2.
Oh, all right.
Or -2, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So total bonus of 4.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a 12 on a 18.
That's good enough. So you'll manage to get some of the parts off the first one, get it on the second one. I'll say that an additional 10 sort of health to the boat, and you can carry 3 more. Yeah, I have space for 3 more items, basically.
Great.
Nice.
So I don't know how much of this stuff takes up space, but we did have the great sword, the 100-foot of rope.
So the great sword will take up 2. Everything else will take up 1 each.
And I think we had 1 still remaining.
Yeah, it's possible.
We'll get the... I'm not going to put the sword on there. We'll put the rope.
And the tools.
I can have that stuff. Yeah, the rope and the tools. Sword's a sword's a sword. Except for that scimitar.
will yell over the side to make sure it's secure for the night. We got word anything.
You could bring it inside. You could, the door is wide enough that you could sort of put it on some you could put it on some logs and kind of roll it inside if you wanted.
The boat?
Yep.
Well,
you put it on its side and sort of just roll it in if you want.
All right. Dara.
Hey, what do you want?
After I finish this, come help me and Tertius put the boat inside.
All right. I'm on my way.
That's what we will do.
Very nice. Just double checking something. There are Tertius Gerontis for in and there for good. Okay. All right, cool, awesome. So you will fix the boat, get the boat inside. Tertius will whip you up fantastic meal. It's borscht, so how good can it be? But it's not bad. They had like some bread left over and a little bit of ale. So you lock the doors downstairs. You bring in the other. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to leave them tied up through the night? Are you going to make them into deal? What do you want to do?
Leave them tied up. We'll feed 'em.
Maybe if we're going to maybe be using them to help us, it might be good to, show a little kindness. We could take shifts.
I don't
you're
feel
muted,
comfortable
Shelley.
tying them up all
Oh,
night.
there. Yeah,
But
you're good. I wasn't hearing you for a second.
okay. Am I confident that they're not going to be able to get that boat back out and onto the water
I'll sleep
without
on
us
the boat.
hearing?
I'll stay on the
Oh.
boat.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good thought. It's a good thought, Cap. I'll bring that sword up too so that Lulu can look at it and think about her choices.
Choices in life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you will spend the night there. You will regain all your lost thingamabobbers. During the night, you will hear movement outside in the water, like something moving, and you'll hear something trying to scratch at the door and kind of walking around the tower, and you're like clinking of chains, like it's dragging a chain or something behind it. And when you look down, you'll just see like shapes moving in the darkness, and there'll only be like 2 or 3 of them, and they're very silent aside from the chain and the kind of clawing. They don't make any noise themselves, and they'll sort of get into the water at some point, and eventually later in the night it'll be still and quiet outside, and you'll still manage to get some rest. While this will be happening, you will also something I just forgot to mention earlier is that when you checked out the stuff, the loot, the swag off the other dudes, you found the map that they had that leads to tunnels directly. So
Nice.
you
I
have
I
an
bring that
option.
out real quick. I
Sorry?
bring that out real quick and I hand it over to the captain. And I'm like, look at this. But I give it to her upside down.
Good find. It's a good find.
And so this leads to some tunnels on the other side of the island, and you have a choice now. You can either go by, and here I'll sort of give you a look-see at what it Vasis looks like.
You said there's
Bleak,
tunnels.
Sorry.
Just for reference, my skull of the White Raven, was it going haywire all night with infected around? Undead?
Yeah. So that would totally, when those things were outside with the
Okay.
chains, I think, yeah, that would definitely have tripped your little skull.
Good to know.
Definitely.
That's why I keep it on me.
Works.
Definitely. Let me just move a couple of maps into place here, so you can see how not prepared I was to take over this thing. All right. So what you'll see, and you don't get, I guess, this detailed a look of the citadel per se, but you will get sort of a rough look at it. It's backwards because I forgot to turn it around. So imagine that it goes the other sense. But you have the rope bridge that leads to the front normally. And on the other side, there is here a set of tunnels. Now you, Vorena, will remember that when you built this place, the tunnel exits for the sewage and all that and the water were in the back, where these windmills are. If you confer with Sadie shall tell you that those were blocked because there was too much water, and that's where a lot of the they were too easily accessible, and that's where a lot of the infected were coming from. But there was one that was left open that's a little bit more hidden because they wanted to have a way in and out of the city. And so the map that you have indicates this tunnel here, which you know is one of the side tunnels that you had put in, because you always build the big tunnels to do everything, and then you build, if the big tunnels fuck up, we have these little tunnels kind of things. So this was like one of those little side tunnel things.
Little backup.
Is there a way for me to turn the map in Owlbear? I don't think so. No. Otherwise, something else I'll show you then is sort of, so what you're looking at, normally we look at the town sort of in general. You would currently be like somewhere around here kind of thing. Oops. Somewhere around here kind of thing. And a little bit further in, there is the road bridge that leads to the Citadel, and behind here would be where those... So actually the map isn't correct. I did spin it before I put it here. So behind here would be where the windmills are, and over here would be where that tunnel is.
Tunnel.
And then the road bridge up front here.
The map that Gerontis just handed me is not only the area underneath the Citadel, but you said it was around the town also, or is it... what does it all cover?
Say that again?
The map that Gerontis handed me that was off of the body?
No, it kind of really just gives a direct kind of look at that part of the area. And if you confirm with them, they'll tell you that basically they came in from the back, they came in from over the mountain and came in. So it was kind of a direct go into that point after that. So what do you think you want to do?
Night, I just tell Tertius, that was good borscht. I've got it on my tongue now. I can say it.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Hey, Games Tavern coming in with the raid. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Welcome. I clamp up the stairs in the morning.
Raid! Thank you so much for coming in and checking our little game out here in this city that is entirely flooded and beset by strange infected creatures. And our characters here are discussing. They have two ways into the Citadel now. One is through the front door by the road bridge, and then one's through tunnel. So they're discussing, trying to figure out the best way to approach this thing.
Verena will ask Sadie, what way were you going to take us?
I was going to take you by the front door, by the bridge, so you can meet Bowen and the others.
So Bowen is not... What's down in the tunnels then? Like right now, if we went through that back tunnel, is that underwater?
Yeah, if you go by the tunnels are under... Oh man, that link is dead. Damn it. No, I know I changed it and I didn't update it here. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so if you go by the tunnels, you're going to... you'll be all right at first, but depending on what it is you're here for, if you are trying to get deeper, you're going to get into the water. Like, you haven't said what your goal here is you're trying to get into the Citadel because you're treasure hunting. There's nothing down there. There's just a lot of water, some undead, and some dead. That's literally what's down there.
Is the Primrose still in the cage?
No. They when you came back up with your hands full of loot, swag, you had seen that they had liberated her, and she enjoyed the meal with you, and was appropriately effusive for her first really kind of fine meal
Verena,
in 10 years.
I know that you have reason to be here. What exactly are you wanting to accomplish?
I intend to drain this city. I don't, and I'll say this outside of like Sadie's
Yeah, everybody's
earshot,
Mhm.
but I don't know how they feel about that. I'm getting the vibe that they want to join the city again, but I don't want to encounter any resistance if they don't. I intend to do this still.
Are you saying the Primroses people want to join the city?
It sounded like it, don't you think, Nephra? They were looking to.
Said ideally.
they-
That's what they'd like to do.
Did you tell the Primrose that the pirates are going to attack the city? Because that might be something that they want to know.
That's a good
It's gonna
point.
be a long time off, though.
Well, they're making plans now, from the sounds of it.
Well, I mean, wouldn't the rest of Sadie's people do better if the city was drained? I mean, do they need these waterways to stay here?
They don't sound happy. I mean, she doesn't sound happy here. I feel like they would be on our side. But you're right. I mean, the pirate situation is probably going to be a thing.
We can at least warn them about it. You know.
Who's Bowen? I heard you say Bowen. Somebody said that.
Bowen's their leader.
Oh, we'll definitely probably have to tell that person.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you guys, if we go in there, I'm gonna need to make those windmills work over there before we go in.
I could probably help with that. Dara and I
try.
Yeah.
I don't know how conspicuous it's gonna be. I'm wondering if we need to talk to Bowen first. What if he says no, though? I mean,
I have an idea. If you talk to Bowen and you tell him everything and he says no, we do it anyway because it's not going to change anything.
well, they could be thorns in our sides while we're trying to do this stuff.
So we'll handle it. I think it might be good to disclose exactly what we're doing, just to hopefully meet less resistance. We're not trying to do anything to harm them. So
unless Bowen is, well, we're gonna have to talk to Bowen. You're right.
You let the Primrose out, that's got to stand for something.
Goodwill. I mean, it's a goodwill move.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're there, I might need your help. I'm looking for something and I don't quite know what it is. So I hate to tell you to keep your eyes peeled for anything and everything, but that's sort of how I'll be operating in there.
So you want me to look for a thing, but we don't know what it is.
Yes.
Will it be obvious?
God, I hope so. I'll tell you what's kind of going on. I didn't know who my father was growing up, and over time I learned who he was, and kind of wanted to learn who this person was, and you know, if it impacted me at all, I guess. And as I was sort of researching, I realized that he wasn't a good man. Bottom line, there was a power that inhabited the monolith in Karth, and he had that power removed and hidden in the, I guess, attempt to, I don't know, keep things safe, just to keep the power away from the Gurak. But taking that power out of Karth, it caused the land to die. And he sort of went mad with the guilt of it all, and in the final years of his life ended up doing some really bad shit, worse than destroying a lot of land. So I'm trying to find this power. I know that there were a few decoys placed around. I had previously tracked down one of the locations of a decoy, realized that was wrong, and then have ventured here. I think I figured out what went wrong the first time, and so I think this might be right, but I don't know exactly what it is that I'm looking for, but it would be something powerful, I guess, out of the ordinary, extraordinary. I just feel like now that I have this information, I need to do something with it. I wasn't expecting to learn that he was such a shitty person. So I'd like to maybe make things right a little bit. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if it matters, but I'd like to try. So while we're in there, if you see some source of power, just, I guess, let me know, and we'll figure it out from there.
And it's called a monolith?
Yes, there was power sort of held within this monolith, and he sort of sapped that power in the hopes that he would keep it, protect it from those who might, I don't know, take it, use it for nefarious means, and then he ended up screwing everything up, and we're worse off. So, yeah.
And it's
kind
not
of it.
It's not that sword.
Shit, that's a really good question. Can I take a look? I mean, I doubt it would be.
No, so the sword is not a Vasir make, so you can tell at least that much. Dara, who knows these things, would be able to tell you that it's it looks to be like Eldrin made.
Okay, perfect.
Which, the Eldrin are the descendants of the Asir, but they'd be different enough that he would be able to tell.
Okay. Well, so for my purposes, I don't know that it matters if we go in the front door or through the tunnels. But I think showing some good faith might work in our favor, and if it doesn't, we just go apeshit.
Goblin mode.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, you helped the Primrose, so blowing horn should help us.
Blowing horn? That's
That's right. That's the name, right?
That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I got you, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're so close.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's just sort of my family name and sort of the I guess history of the world that we live in, but nothing might come of it. This could be another decoy for all I know. So just trying to figure it out.
I hope for your sake that this is what you're looking for. I'll do what I can to help you find it. Evil Wallow is pretty interested in you finding it too, it seemed like.
Yeah. Sort of curious about all of that, but we'll see what happens. Should we?
Let's go in, I guess. Talk to Bowen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bowen.
Okay.
Bowen?
Bowen? Bone?
Blowing
Bonehorn?
horn.
Bowling ball?
Who names their kid Blowing Horn? That sounds like mean.
I know what that is. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
It's bowling
Yeah.
ball, right?
maybe
Bowen.
it's not even like trade tongue. Like, isn't he like some Eldrin things? Maybe it's like maybe in Eldrin it means like exalted one or something.
Ooh. Who knows?
I know.
Dara would just roll his eyes and go.
Uh-huh. It's almost like he's here.
Almost like
Amazing.
he's here. I know Miko like I knitted him. All right, so you will take a bit of a rest then for the rest of the night, and you will go by the front door, which is always how bad things start. All right, so early in the morning, freshly rested, and having eaten, Tertius is going to make you another specialty that his Nana used to make. He takes these pieces of bread and he like slathers them in butter, and then he puts this thick ass goat cheese in the middle, and he kind of makes a sandwich, and then he like fries it together.
Wow.
That looks
Yeah.
so good.
Nana called these grilled goats.
Grilled goat.
Man, that was great.
Delightful.
Yeah, you got to look, and he squishes a tomato, dip it in this. It's even better.
You're just
I never
blowing my
wanna go
mind.
Yeah.
Maybe once you start your cabinet making business, I could open like a snack bar next door.
Well, that'll be the first thing we make.
Whoa.
Yeah, you could make cabinets for the snack bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
see it already.
Yeah, I'm not even, you know what? I'm not going to join the pirates now. We're just going to go into business when we're done.
Oh man, that means a lot to me.
I'm going to tear up when we get back to the boat, remind me I'm tearing up the contract.
And
Yeah.
Straight to
Great.
business.
I have a name for us. Gerontius. Because it's like Gerontis and Tertius. Gerontius.
Yeah.
Cabinets
Wow.
Ronnie's cabinet.
and
Yeah.
snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Cabinets
Yep.
full of snacks.
Oh.
build
Gotta find a way to
Snack
tie it
bennets.
together.
Snack bennets.
Snack bits.
Cabinets.
No, what are
Like
you
movie
talking
opener.
about, Nephra? You don't know anything about this.
That's true.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But
Let's
I
not
don't
get
even
ahead
know
of
why I'm
ourselves.
involving myself.
Yeah,
This
just
conversation.
go find your ancient, mysterious
I mean,
cradle
we were
of life
brainstorming.
thing.
It was
yeah,
it was a group
just
effort.
we're spitballing. We're just
You gotta
Sorry.
get ideas from
Yeah.
all walks of life.
we're just trying things out here. We're not,
Yeah.
It's a
Brainstorm. Yeses only.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I like the
And
first part of that.
and on that note, you will get some rest, and in the morning, pack up the boats. What do you do with the 2 prisoners? Haha! Never take prisoners in a TTRPG. What do you do with the 2
'em.
prisoners?
Can't we
Take 'em
just hitch
home.
him to a post somewhere?
Tie him to a post in the water.
Just lock the door because
Yeah.
if
Hope
the
for the
zombies
best.
come.
They gotta feed
Yeah.
themselves somehow.
Look, they can't go
Great.
anywhere, so you could unchain them and just say, look, if you want to try making it out, it's your thing, but if you're still here when we come back, we'll pick you up. But where are they going to go?
They're probably just going to get attacked if they go back in. I mean, they were part of the party that took Sadie also.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
they should
maybe they're
probably-
best out here.
What if we left them on one of these little like nearby islands that they could just chill and wait for us?
Dar
I
says,
noticed.
why don't we just leave them fucking here? They'll go to the tower, they'll be safe, they'll be fine. They got the wounded one to take care of anyways.
I knew he was going to say that.
That's true.
Yes,
Did?
because you're used to me saying the things that make the most sense.
Yeah, I don't usually think of them until you said them before I thought of it.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
I agree.
So you will
Alright,
leave
let's
them
do
there with some food and some supplies, and tell them to lock the door. And you will make your way towards the access point in the front, the road bridge. And we will use this opportunity to take a short break ourselves. And we will be right back in 5 minutes. We super appreciate everyone hanging out here with us tonight. The raids. We love you all so much. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. Please don't go away, and we will see you very shortly. No, look, we're getting to gaming right now. So you approach the Citadel, and you basically will arrive in one of like the little sort of areas here. That's got like one of the bang up in. You can see that they've in some places they've built like barriers to stop boats sort of from coming through. So to get here, you'll have to actually stop a little bit earlier and kind of walk your way on, and they've built platforms so that you can kind of walk in. So this has clearly been done in a kind of defensive mindset. Walking through these homes is a little bit unnerving because you don't encounter any of the undead or anything like that, but you do get this sense of the ghost town that this is. This used to be a thriving city. It's as big as the other half of the city, right? It's half the city. It used to be a thriving city. One of the most active trade ports in all of Eld. And now you're walking through these people's homes that have just basically in 10 years of complete neglect and disrepair and being constantly in water started falling apart. Hey, little raid coming in, I mean, a big raid coming in from Stormy.
Small raid.
Thank you so much.
Whoa. Whoa.
We appreciate you. If you'd have come in like 5 minutes earlier, you would have been like, who are these nerds talking about metal? But here we are playing some fantasy. We super appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Coming storm.
Let me give you guys a shout out here. If I can figure out, because I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. Stormy D, how you guys doing? How was the game tonight? You guys a good game? You know,
Game.
D&D, fantasy. It's all good. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Guys, go and check out Stormy D. I'm glad to hear it went great. We had a really rough start here with a whole bunch of weirdness happening, but we are now rolling on this game. Go ahead, guys, and give Stormy D a little follow there. New friends of ours. Thank you for dropping in. Oh, yes. Yeah, Insomnia is the man. I'm sorry I don't have a way for you to make, what's his name, dance across the... I don't know if you guys ever checked Insomnia's stream. Pure madness, pure
Wild.
chaos, pure madness. Terry Crews, you get this thing with Terry Crews comes out and it's totally crazy. Love Insomnia, thank you so much for dropping in. We appreciate you all. So
the dancing Gerontis.
Yeah, thanks, Daddy. Dagoth, wasn't that the Dagoth? Wasn't that the monster in the second Conan film?
I just started
That's
watching that
deep
again the other
cut.
day.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follows, everyone. You're very kind, and we appreciate you all very much. Thanks for the follow, Banana. So we, as you approach, you feel the weight of that. The 10 years, the people that have died here in this quarantine and in the ensuing flood, and you're walking through their lives, and it's really weird because it's kind of like, it's almost like the people disappeared, right? Where you walk in and they're still like, the houses are kind of still there, and you see things floating. Like I said the other, like a child's doll will be floating, or an old shirt or something like that. And it's very unsettling, and it's not that you see undead or ghosts or anything like that. I see I got into it after Morrowind, so I missed that one. I got into Skyrim back in the day. It's how I started all this. And you feel that way. You're like among these ghosts, even though there are no actual ghosts, but you kind of definitely feel that loss of life and that sort of the level of the catastrophe that has happened in this city. And Sonia, thanks for bringing people to our doorstep.
The water's probably murky, yeah.
Yeah, so the water is very kind of dirty. But one of the things you notice, these yellow flowers that you saw earlier, are still kind of everywhere, growing along where the river is, wherever the water kind of comes towards where the ground. You can see all these yellow flowers still sort of everywhere. Sadie will tell you, I'll go first just to let them know, because they're just going to shoot you if you try crossing the bridge and don't know who you are. So if you'll trust me, I'm just going to go up to the tower and wave at them and tell them who we are and that we're coming in.
You're the one that's going to get us in there. There's no way we would do this without you, Primrose.
I'll lean over to Verena. I mean, I think it probably would have been good to know that if we go to the front door, we're going to get shot at, right? Like, that could have been mentioned.
Could have led
Could
with
have been
that.
mentioned
Could have
last
led
night.
with that.
Yep.
Early on. Okay, yeah.
No, I'm not excited about this plan.
We can always nix it. Just take the boat right around.
Is anyone excited about this plan?
Well, I mean,
I don't know if I should be excited or not.
So you...
Miko's excited.
Miko's excited, yeah. Miko's at home coughing and being excited. You will watch as Sadie will go across the bridge and will, about sort of halfway through, sort of wave, and you'll see there up on the ramparts there are people up there, and you can see archers and things of that nature. And when she waves, someone's got like a spyglass, and they recognize her and they wave back. And she'll turn around and she'll motion you to come up to where she is.
I'm following the rest of you.
I'll go.
Okay.
I mean, I know I have the hat on, but Captain, you're the leader. Do you want the hat back before we get up there and talk to him?
no, I think it really works for you way
Does
better
it?
than it works for me. Yeah,
You
you
like
should
it?
keep it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll walk out towards the bridge, and as you do, you'll see like a contingent of people come out of the citadel and start coming towards the other tower and sort of climb up. And as you are kind of cresting and coming up on the other side of the bridge, a couple of them will come up on the other side, and they got bows. They're not pointing or anything. They're kind of holding them down. And then this man will, or this person will come at the other end of it. And yes, Beth is the brother of the other character you played last year.
Yeah. Man, you got me there.
I was just waiting to see if you'd remember, and you did. So, like, extra
Oh, heck
points.
yeah.
That's why we like Beth here. That's why we keep Beth around.
Hey.
So the person that's approaching you is a Wildren, so an Eldrin from the Whisperwood, and you can see that, like Sadie, his skin has kind of gone a sort of grayish, yellowish green almost, and he's got the red eyes, and his face has these sort of weird markings, and so the Aesir, sort of like Nephra is, have markings on her face. So when you see Nephra, you can see the markings, and he's got sort of similar ones, but it's kind of like, it would be kind of like comparing, I don't know, Celtic and Norse, designs or something like that. Like, they're kind of similar, but at the same time sort of different. And you'll approach, and your white skull doesn't ping Nephra.
Great.
He'll come up and be like, Sadie, I'm glad to see you're okay. Are these the people that took you? He says, no, look, the people that they killed some of the people that took me. They freed me. They liberated me. It's not them at all. They want something else, but they freed me. They took care of me. They were kind. They want to speak with you, and I think you should hear them out. And he'll say to her, I'm very sorry, Sadie. I really had no clue I was sending you into such a trap. I should have known better. To think that someone would finally be willing to listen to us after all these years. I don't know. I let my pride blind me to the fact that I just wanted to be the one that would do this for our people, and I'm really sorry I put you in danger like that. And she says, it's fine. It wasn't too bad, really. But this is Nephra and Tertius and Dara, and that is Gerontis, and this is their leader, Vorena. Gerontis has the hat, but Vorena is the captain of their ship. This is Bowen. He's our leader here at the Citadel. And Bowen will say, well, I thank you very much for saving Sadie. Obviously, if you're coming with peaceful intent, we're more than happy to have you in. Assume you've discussed with Sadie a little bit about the situation here and the fact that my people and I are not infected and we're not infectious. We've changed. We've become something else. We're not the monsters that the first infected were. You've discussed this, right?
Yeah, she clued us in a little bit. Yeah.
But we're not pirates.
Well, we're not here to do anything to you guys or affect. Well, what we're here to do may affect your life. Probably will affect your lives, but hopefully in a good way.
Okay, well, let's not stand up here on the bridge and talk about how about you come in. Are you comfortable coming in? Yeah. All right, so
Sure.
Yeah.
He kind of looks you over and he says, I'll allow you to keep your weapons, but understand that we are armed and certainly prepared to defend ourselves. And if I feel in any way, shape, or form that you threaten my people, I will not hesitate to have them cut you down. We're understood?
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. Follow me. So you'll follow him into the Citadel. As you do, you will find, as you enter, you will finish crossing the bridge, go into a little tower, sort of come down, and you will find yourselves. So you're coming up through here, cross the bridge here, and you'll come down into the tower here and go around, and then he'll take you around to the side here. And you'll enter the Citadel through here, and you can see lining the walls, there are archers and crossbow bearing people. And as you enter the courtyard, you can see that it's very much like a small city that's been built. The the map I have here is just meant to be representative. Like I didn't want to build too big a map, but it would be kind of like, you know, not quite the size of a small village, but you can certainly see that there are several hundred people in here, probably as many as 1,000 or so, and you can see that there are little patches of garden that they've kind of managed to create over the years. They have some chickens sort of running around, things of that nature, as Sadie had mentioned earlier. The people seem to kind of mix freely. You can see humans and Eldrin and Vergs and Shikari, and also see the Tilwith, the what you would have called infected before, all sort of living together in this little city that they've built. And it's obviously overcrowded, but it's the first real signs of life that you've seen come in here. Like you can see laundry hanging out to dry. You can see people sitting around tables chatting and having a drink together. You can hear someone playing music somewhere off in one of the rooms, in one of the houses. You can see children running around. And in a very striking moment, you see children that are younger than 10 years old. You see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old children running around, children that were essentially born here in the city after it was put into quarantine and after it was flooded and after it was abandoned by the southern city. And so it is quite striking to see these young children who've never known the outside world really sort of play. And again, there are no Tilwith children, there's just adults. And they all seem to be kind of like, the Tilwith all seem to be like, the people who are like mid-20s to like early 40s. So you're kind of figuring probably the ones that survived the change and then, being hunted and things of that nature. And seeing all of this island of life, of as much joy as they can sort of wrangle for themselves, is very striking after the sort of dead city full of ghosts that you've just navigated and come through. As you're walking, Bowen will sort of indicate certain things. People look at you very strangely, because some people look at you very suspiciously, but others you can see clearly kind of have hope, kind of springing like, but for the most part, people don't know. Are you treasure hunters? Do you come from the outside? Were you, so there's a lot of curiosity around you. And as you're walking, Bowen will sort of point out certain things and kind of explain to you how they've managed to sort of live here for the past, they'll say really the past 4 years or so. At first, it was mostly the non-infected that came here to defend themselves and protect themselves from infected, but as the infected started transforming and changing into the Tilwith, they eventually, in time, thanks to the fact that the Diavok, who was the leader of the non-infected Orsia, was willing to talk with Bowen. Yes, TCAT, thank you so much. I gave everyone their advantage. Miko's not here tonight, but I took note of it, and I will tell him that he has an advantage for next game. We super appreciate you. Thanks so much for doling out the advantages. And as the entire city attacks you, you need those advantages now. And so he'll bring you eventually to kind of a little courtyard, and you see there's kind of like a little inn that's kind of been set up. Obviously, they don't have currency or anything. It's just, they got a couple barrels of whatever homemade hooch they're making now, and as Bowen and the rest of you and the guards that are obviously kind of walking around with you come in, some people will clear out a space and they'll grab a table and you'll signal, and someone will bring in some mugs of whatever moonshine they got going on down here, and he'll say, well, now that you can see that we're not all raving monsters, what is it that you're here for, and how may we help you, if indeed help you we may?
Well, I, in another life, built the tunnels underneath here, and I feel very guilty that they've been used in such a way. I am here to drain the city for you, for everyone that lives here. I think I can do it.
But in 10 years, they've never done it. Why would you be able to do it when they weren't able to for 10 years?
I've been trying to get in here for quite a while. Well, I've only been allowed to come in now. I'm not a pirate. I'm not anyone that's here to take anything. They have their own means of getting here. I needed to come. I needed some help. We finally are here. I mean, you gotta think 10 years. 10 years is a long time, and I've been trying. But at least I'm here now. And I think we got a shot at this. Is this something you want?
Well, obviously it's something we want. I mean, look, I don't even know how to start thinking about this. I mean, one way or the other, if you drain the city, that would be great. We would certainly be better off. I don't even know if this would be some kind of preliminary to us being able to leave the city or sort of make connections with the other city. I mean, they still think that, you know, there's troves of infected monsters running around here. They're not going to just throw open the doors and let us out because you've drained the water. I mean, don't get me wrong, and draining the waters of the city, if you actually can do that, which sounds a little far-fetched to me, but if I'm willing to take your word for it. But why? Is it just guilt that's driving you to do this? Did you flood the city?
Not personally. No, I didn't do it, but my work was used to do it.
But do you think every blacksmith feels sad that the swords they've made are used to cut down people?
No.
I can't speak for blacksmiths. I can only speak for myself, and I would like to fix the city. I mean, I think it's a little unusual. I'm feeling resistance here.
It's not resistance, it's just I don't think that I don't know that you'd be fixing the city. I mean, yes, for sure, if you could drain the water, that would be great, but look, I'm afraid that if we do that without some sort of overture from the southern city willing to hear us out and see what things are like here and what we've become, I'm just afraid that if the water drains out, they'll either just flood it right back, or they will come in here with soldiers and kill everyone.
The pirates are going to attack Segovia.
Who's what?
The pirates are going to attack. They were arguing, and their leadership had a problem, and they fixed it, and now they're planning to attack.
But the pirates run Segovia.
Or not? It's the other city. Where am I from?
Yeah, that's Segovia. Oh, you mean
yes.
You mean the Seawolves in the docks here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. The other city is going to be in flames and at war with the pirates. And look, I'm sorry you feel that you're getting resistance. I'm not. First of all, I'm just trying to wrap my head around someone after 10 years showing up saying, hey, I built this and I'm going to fix it. Two, I'm trying to not just be like, I have things to think about. I have responsibilities. Or these people look up to me to keep them safe. And I have to, you know, if it is true what you're saying, and like I said, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, I have to think about what happens next. And this is just really kind of coming in really quickly.
You look young, hornblower.
What?
Sorry, Captain.
It's a valid thing to think about. We did not have any idea that that you guys weren't all, you know, kind of monsters. We didn't, until we met Sadie, we had no idea. things had changed. So I understand. This is a lot.
I think the sea wolves are blocking what the southern city knows. Or what they should know.
And as you're saying that, you hear a voice from behind you, a female voice that says, I think, Bowen, this might be a good time to bring in the rest of the leadership on this, don't you think? And when you turn and look, you see a Javok woman whose picture is popped off to the side, who approaches, and Bowen says, this is Orsia. I can see she's not infected, obviously. She's Javok and she's not infected. I was just going to get to that, Orsia. It's not just my decision to make. Of course, there's another half of the city, basically, you would have to talk to also. How is she today? And Arcia says, it's one of her good days. I think these people want to speak with her. It might be feasible.
Who is this that we're talking about?
My grandmother. It'll get complicated because her name is Orsia also.
Mm-hmm.
But she's the one who leads the other half of the city. They catch her up on who you are and sort of everything that happened with Sadie and all that. And she says, so you're Verena Arcadia?
Yeah, that's me.
Interesting.
Why?
Well, it's always interesting to see the person who made, everything.
Well, here I am. I'm here to fix the situation, I hope. Or at least try. I mean, it's kind of painful. I mean, to see all the neighborhoods out there that used to be thriving. It would be a long road to recovery. I'm not gonna pretend it wouldn't be, but I would hope to see them return to their glory.
Well, before we think of glories, we might want to just think about simple survival, but I think we should probably take this to grandmother. Bowen says, I agree. If you are ready to take a bit of a walk, we'll go and see Orsia, the elder.
Sure.
So they will let you finish your drinks, and then again, with people just kind of amassing more and more around and sort of hanging out, and you can start hearing now in the crowd people going, that's Arcadia, the engineer who built the tunnels. That's her. That's Verena Arcadia, and people are kind of whispering that. They will take you further into the keep, and you will eventually get to a little house that's got like a nice little garden in front, and it's very small, but it looks kind of well tended, and there's a couple guards out front. And Orsia will go in and say, I'll just see if she's awake. And she'll go in, and a minute later she'll say, oh, she's more than awake. You can come in. And as you are led into the house, I will say that probably Gerontis, more than anything. Gerontis, would you, mein Freund, go ahead and give me, let's see, an awareness roll. I know that's not your forte. You do have a couple of advantages kicking around. You get your daily advantage, and you have the advantage from TCAT that she so generously donated earlier.
I better use one because we know what happens.
2 19s.
No.
That was rotten.
That was something bad.
Yeah.
I hope 16 and an 18.
I hope.
No.
So if you add one,
So and Dragonbane, of course, you have to roll low, so that's not going to cut it. You walk into the house, and as you do, you see another woman who looks very similar to the young woman you were just talking to, another Diavok. This one, however, even though she shares, some family resemblance with the younger one, is quite older. She's looking fairly hale, though. She's standing up and she's leaning a little bit on her staff. But she welcomes you in and she says, "Please, have a seat. May I offer you some tea or other refreshments?" Sorry.
I'm okay. Are you all right?
I'll be fine. It's a good day, fortunately. Which is good because I hear tell that you bring interesting news. Please sit. And you can see that she's got on her table, she's got like a vase, and there's some of those yellow flowers from outside and the thing.
you have allergies.
No, I'm fine, thank you. She'll ask you to tell the story, which you will. We won't bore the audience with a third telling of the story. As she's talking, she starts to stare at Nephra and is looking at Nephra very intently, to the point where you kind of feel that maybe she's not even listening to the story anymore. Tell me, child. It is very rare to encounter one of your kind these days. How came you to be here?
I am looking for something particular to hopefully right a familial wrong. And this is where I was told to go.
Could you be more vague? I understood way too much.
Well, my father was Kavir, Salt Eyes, and
Her eyes shoot wide open.
yeah. So
I see it now. That's what was. And she reaches a hand towards you, and she doesn't touch you, but she's like, "You have the same markings as him." Incredible.
I hope that's one of the only things that we have in common, frankly. But
I seem to be a good enough person, at least when I knew him, which admittedly was a long time ago.
He changed at the end, unfortunately, but it was because he felt so guilty for what he did. Removing the power and trying to keep it away from the Gurak had just completely devastated.
Oh, child. I feel my days finally are getting numbered, and it is quite, well, the universe does do things in an interesting way. To have you coming and Speaking of Kavir this way, Chad, I was with him that day. I was with him when he removed the Cardea from the monolith.
Why?
So,
I'm
sorry for 1 second. She's a Diavok. Diavok don't live to be 1,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This happened 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She looks old, but she doesn't look 1,000-year-old. Just putting things into perspective here.
So you were there that day?
Aye, it was me and several others. There was many of your people, a wizard named Dash and a Diavok named Ralzik. He was a cute one. Several of them. Yes, I was there that day, and I can tell you that whatever your father did, he did with the best of intentions. He was trying to save the spirit from the monolith, from the Gurak who we had interrupted trying to raid the vault where she was hidden, which is why he had her removed from there. I was there when we brought it here and placed it underground, and I watched as your father's men fought to the last one, trying to defend it as the Gurak poured in endlessly into the tomb that right now sits beneath our feet. I watched as they eventually brought down the tunnel, sealed themselves off to prevent the Gurak from getting the Cardea that they had brought here. I managed to escape by pure luck only, and because the one named Dash told me to leave. Now that you mention it, that bow seems awfully familiar. We'll have to have a discussion about it someday. if we have a someday. But I was there and I saw 4 soldiers bravely give their lives. 4 soldiers and their guide from the human city give their lives to protect this thing. This Cardea is buried beneath our feet right now as we speak.
I don't mean to be rude, but this was a very long time ago.
You're telling me. I feel it every day.
How?
I don't have a clear explanation, but the power that was taken from the monolith in Karth, or as they call it now, Carthun, was a life-giving power. And I think that when we entered the tomb, we found here the vault below. We found another one of those monoliths, smaller but similar to the one in Karth, full of energy, brimming with it. And just before the Gurak attack, the sorcerer named Dash put the Cardea in it. My theory has been that this has expanded the powers of what was in that Cardea, and I believe that because I was present, I helped Dash. I helped him bring the Cardea up the steps to the very top of this monolith, and we placed the Cardea in it, and there was this charge of energy, and I believe that being there at that moment is why I've been able to live so long. I also have a suspicion that, and she looks over at Bowen, the emanations from it, and then she looks at the plants, the yellow plants that are on her desk, I think are what ultimately transformed and changed the infected into the Tilwith that we see today, that we know today. But that is just conjecture on my part. I'm not a sorcerer. I don't know these things. But those things are buried right now in a vault beneath our feet. At this, Dara would say, this... I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but normally this would be Miko.
No, this is good.
Dara will say, that's what I came here to find. Was that monolith we... some companions of mine and I, a few months ago, ended up scouring the highlands. The monoliths there had gone somewhat crazy and were creating these strange shatter storms that were these incredibly powerful mix of all the different elements. There would be a storm would roll in and it would be motes of flames and of earth flying through the air, and it was devastating the land. And a number of us, myself, a man from Karth, Mr. Jombi, there was a Waldron with us also. We went into one of these monoliths and we discovered the elemental that was powering it, and it had become infected somehow. It had become twisted by this strange power that was coming in through these weird vines that were infecting the entire place. There were living beings in that monolith also, Sklar, who some of them had turned corrupted by this power. And in many ways, the markings on their bodies, the ones that had been corrupted, looked very similar to the ones that we've seen on some of the infected before, to the point where I wonder if this might not be of the same source originally. We realized that one of the issues was that these various monoliths that were used a long time ago to, I don't want to say create the world, but at least turn it into what we know now, did not have power anymore. We traveled deep into the mountains to a place called the Three Dragons, where we found these engines, these deep forges. And certainly the better traveled out of you would know that there's something in the Dwarven realm, in that very realm, called the Deep Forge, which has been dormant for several centuries. We traveled to this place, this Deep Forge, and we tried to light it, to reanimate it, to power up these other monoliths, in the hope that they would, once powered up, they would be able to bring back some form of control to the various elements and everything that was just causing these shatter storms. And while we were there, we were attacked by these men in red robes, these red priests, I believe from Karth also. They attacked us, and in the fight, the engine was destroyed. As we realized that there would be no way to use them to power them up, we encountered this strange iron golem who worked the place, and he told us that there was one more. It was the Waldron, in fact, Amloth, who told us this story of Astrid and her 7 sisters, 7 stars, who came in from the sky and landed on our world. They had seen that the people here had caused untold destruction on this land, on this world, and had turned it into a ball of ice. And in feeling a deep sense of pity and grief for what they had done, the Astrid and her sisters came from the heavens and lighted here on our world and transformed it for us. And we realized that there were 6 pillars accounted for. There were the 4 in the highlands, one for water, one for air, one for fire, one for earth. There was one that had been destroyed, a dark one that seemed to be powered by void or death. And there was one powered by life that was also dormant in Karth. And then there was a seventh one, where there was Astrid and 6 sisters. There was a seventh one, and that's the one I came to look for. And it's very possible that it's the exact same thing that is down here now. Somehow, we've all been drawn here to find all these things we've been searching for. He looks over at Drontis. What the fuck are you looking for then? What are you hiding from us, you bastard?
I don't know. I don't think anything. I'm not taking the job with the pirates. I'm just here to help get into things and close them up again if we need to. Dara, you know how I do. I'm here to help. And I'm the one who volunteered us because I thought Nefra could use the help. And now, I don't know a lot, but this I know was a good choice. And now look, Tertius and I are going to start a business when we get back, so everything's going fine.
There's some sort of mad plan at work, and it certainly seems to be working. So as you'll say, so you mean to go down into the vault then?
That's all I'm here to do.
I suppose then, yeah. If that's all right.
I see no reason why you shouldn't. I would simply caution you, she says, that if it is indeed the Cardea that is transforming the Tilwith, I don't know what would happen if you removed it from this power source, this, what did you call it? Monolith? It would be something to take into consideration.
Do you think bringing this back to Karth could revive it?
She looks over at Bowen and back at you. Certainly done some miracles here.
Is there a way that we can have both?
That, I'm afraid, will be for you to sort out.
Right.
You seem a capable lot. I say we let them go down. Bowen says, well, I'm not going to stand in their way. If they can at least, Miss Arcadia here can empty the water from the city, or at least the basement of the Citadel, it would be helpful, so. Tertia says, all right then, so what? We open the trap door, we go downstairs, and we turn this machine on? What's going on? What happens? Is that how we do it? Vorena, you designed this shit. What do we got to do?
Well, I'm assuming that the very basement is flooded. So what we need to do is power up the windmills, which will start the pumps. They're secondary ones. If there isn't a giant breach somewhere down there, it should start working. I don't know what the state of these pumps are down there, but I do know we need to get power to them. Have you seen any pumps down there? I mean, have you seen them?
Bowen says there's no way to go anywhere past the first basement. There's just, it's literally water. You open the door and the first step is water all the way down. But if you're talking about the 3 windmills in the back, those things are, we tried to get them working, thinking we could use them, and those things are shot.
We need to get them working.
I hope you brought yourself a damn good carpenter, because those things are not starting on their own anytime soon.
We did.
We can figure it out. He can make great
We-
shelves too, by the way.
Brought the best carpenter.
I think we
As
can
you-
do this.
As you look over, Gerontis is currently just leveling the bed table. So he's just shimming under it a little bit, and
Don't let the hat fool you. Don't let this hat is just. I picked it up not too long ago, and the captain said I could wear it. Well, I mean, the captain picked it up, and I borrowed it from the captain. But that's not really what I do. I can make those windmills work really well, and Tertius and Dara can help. Gerontius, cabinet makers.
Well, you're welcome to him. We can take you to them, the three of them. I mean, we got scaffolding already around them. We tried to fix them, and there was no one here that had the skills for that. We got scaffolding and stuff back there already. You can just...
You're making it too easy, Hornblower.
He leans into Vernon and goes, "Why does he keep calling me Hornblower?"
Best not to ask.
Yeah.
Just go with it. Sorry.
You're welcome to the windmills.
Thank you.
Let's go for it. See if we can get this going.
And so,
See, I knew that going in the front door was going to be a good idea. This is best case scenario. We've gotten the go ahead.
got the go ahead.
Doesn't Hornblower look kind of young to you?
So Hornblower, Owen Horn, his sister would be very disappointed in you calling him Hornblower. Oh, we've lost his sister. Look at her.
Uh-oh.
His sister
you're
sounds hot. I don't know.
Caitlin, was it Caitlin? I could never get it right. Wow, we lost her again. You're
He's
gone,
thinking really hard.
Beth. You're gone from us. Come back, Beth. Don't walk towards the light. Don't
Fondly
go towards the
remembering.
light, Beth.
Fondly remembering Catlin.
I don't know.
Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I was wondering, was it Caitlin or Caitlin? I could never remember.
Caitlin.
Caitlin Horn.
Yeah.
See how all these things are coming together? It's almost like,
God,
I planned it
you're good
that
at
way.
this, man. Yeah.
you know, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you good at, TTRPGs. That's always worked.
It's always been a selling point.
Uh-huh.
All my life, people have been like, that Christian, ugly as dirt, but man, he can write himself a story. All right.
That's why there's windmills in here.
That's right.
Your own. Don
You work
Quixote.
with what God gives you. Or in my case, the devil. All right. You will head out towards the back, and I'll show you again, I guess, the main map first, and show you sort of where those windmills are, just because I'm pretty proud of this map. This map is pretty good, and it's a giant map that took me a lot of time to make for barely like 2 seconds of screen time that we've given it. That happens a lot with my maps. So in the back here, I don't know, I spent so much time making these things, and then they're on screen for like literally 30 seconds.
I
long.
know.
I'm like,
Shit.
what's wrong with me?
And the water looks so watery.
I know.
Extra
And the boats
watery.
look boaty.
So boaty.
So
Nailed it.
Wooden windmills look woody.
It's actually, I based it on a famous Scottish castle. If anyone in the chat, tell me which castle from Scotland I've based this on.
Edinburgh.
No.
Right.
I will
That's the one I know.
give you, I don't know, I'll sing a song.
Challenge accepted.
That's right. If you tell me which one is, I will. Shelley, if you can figure out which castle in Scotland it is, I will give you a copy of all my maps.
What?
Nope. Try again, Cass. So back here, there are 3 ginormous windmills. And they are currently overgrown with vines. There's most of the outside shingling is gone. There are chains that are holding the big windmills themselves. Nope, try again. That are holding the windmills down. They look a mess. A mess. I'll give you a hint. It's got it's a 2-word name. Is everyone's searching now?
Is it the Island Donan?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did it?
You did it.
there can be only
Google.
one.
That's right.
Ugh,
Based on the Island Donan.
sick.
Pictures of that castle are amazing.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Also, guys, just search Island Castles, Scotland.
Yeah,
nailed it.
it's in
Not to be
Island
confused
Sky.
with castles in the sky.
It's in Sky.
Island of Skye.
My family comes from out there. My mother's side of family was MacDonald. So they come from the Hybrids. So, anyways, you see those. When you approach them, and I'm going to reveal all the maps here just because I can't be bothered. It's too late. When you approach them, you can clearly see that, in fact, there's scaffolding that's already been built. There are tools, there are supplies. They certainly look like people have attempted to. It's incredible what you can do in Inkarnate. That's all I will say.
Yeah.
Again, spend way too much time, more time than is really healthy, I think, making these, but I have a lot of fun. I sit here at night, like at 11:30 midnight, I put on some metal and I drink some Fresca and I make maps. That's my life. I mean,
I mean, and it shows, right?
yeah, something shows. All right.
The effort shows. A gorgeous map.
It really is awesome.
Thank you very much.
Look
I
at
will,
those shadows. You got shadows on there.
but I don't have
Nice
anything to do with the
detail.
shadows. They're kind of just.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at
you
the
do. You have
leaves.
everything to do with it.
We'll map some time to do that, Cass. We'll map out some time to do that. I will give Gerontis on the way there another chance to roll his awareness.
Oh, beautiful. I'm going to use my last inspiration.
Okay.
My last boom.
Yes.
Hey, well, what's it called? Let's see. Actually, 4.
Oh, look at you! As you're
I'm
heading
in my
down
zone
there and
now.
you approach this, and you and Dara start kind of taking a look at this and kind of start figuring out what you're going to do. You kind of lean over and you go, "Hey, Tertius," to kind of bring him into the conversation because he's pretty useless as a carpenter, but he knows what tools are what, and he's pretty good as
Look.
He's looking kind of down and kind of glum, and you can tell that he's really not looking like he's very happy.
What? Tertius, what's the matter?
Oh man, damn it! We're gonna open a snack bar and a cabinet. Making
Yeah,
shop.
we are. We're going to.
Oh,
I'm not even
man.
taking the pirate gig, not even for one day.
Oh man, why'd you have to go and rip up that contract?
You want to be a pirate?
Sorry, man. I didn't want to do it, but I had to.
Do what?
I'm really sorry, man. And Beth's gone again. I didn't want to, but they made me. And as he
Better
says
finish that
that, you
thought.
see a number of boats filled with armed men. You recognize in one of them the fair woman that Dara was flirting with earlier, as well as another figure at the head of one of the boats. And you would recognize my friend, Red Varlic, the salvager.
Oh.
And Tertia says, "I'm so sorry. I had to, man. They made me, man. I'm really sorry." And as the two boats land, and Red Varlic, Umbreka, and his men disembark, armed to the teeth. we will end here tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Throwing my pen down.
Yeah.
I'm
Look
gonna
at Red
slap that
Varlic,
man.
man. He looks like he means business. Look at that beast.
Yeah, he does. We need to kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that brigadier situation he has is tight.
Looks like James Hetfield.
Yeah. Papa Het. So we will end there for tonight. Hopefully coming back with a full house next week. Hopefully Miko will be feeling better and we will have full crew. Thank you so much, guys. It was a bit of a rough start and you came in and played it like champions, and for your patience and your encouragement earlier and just sort of sitting with me as I tried to kind of fix all the issues that were going on. I super appreciate it. Thank you for the raids, Stormy D. Who else came in? Hooli came in. Games Tavern came in. Thank you so much for the raid. We super appreciate you all. We will be back next week for the fourth of 5 parts of this game, The Vault. I would like to give my awesome, phenomenal players another opportunity here to tell you who they are, what they got going on, what kind of business they're getting up into, and we will begin this time, just to mix it up, we will begin with Dungeon Mr. Ty playing Gerontis, the fabled cabinet maker.
Gerontius cabinet makers. Well, not anymore.
That's right.
Slap that man.
Well, are you really we're going to see where that goes, I guess.
We'll see where that goes.
He feels bad, especially after you gave him that chainmail shirt, man. He was like,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's going to be, we'll have a conversation. But
Tertius, he's just so used to coming in last, or at least third,
playing Gerontis, who is trying to figure out his career path. And
you had to rip up that contract, man.
Well, I'll ask for another one. I didn't fill it out yet. I was just making a show.
You got an in with those pirates anyways. Plus,
I got the hat.
Yeah, the hat.
Yeah. I mean,
so please tell us about yourself. Ty, what's up? What's going on?
Well, I have a lot of things going on the social medias. You can find me at Dungeon Mr. Ty, where I will socialize with you happily just as a person. But I am also strangely affiliated with Adventure Slang Productions.
Uh-oh. I heard about those guys.
My game design company currently producing Neovarden, the RPG of untold mystery and exploration. We are actually gearing up for our crowdfunding, which will happen this summer. We have identified June as our launch month, so that will be coming up soon. We would love for you to follow us along, see what's going on there. We've got lots of VODs out in the world that demonstrate how this game works and the kinds of stories that you can tell. We will be at KublaCon at the end of May over Memorial Weekend.
Will you a Pleasure Dome decree there?
That's to be determined.
Okay. That was a joke for Tim.
Well, I get it too.
You get it, yeah. Well, you're of an age. You're of an age. The young
I'm
ones.
not that old. I mean, come on, that was
the young ones are like, what the fuck are they talking about? Too old codgers doddering along.
Go to sleep, Grandpa.
That's the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
It's not the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, but it's Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
No, it's same author.
Yeah, that's right.
That was my point of reference. Just to show I know what you're talking about.
And Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which Iron Maiden turned into a song. Anyways.
Yes.
15 minutes of pure awesomeness. Please go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No problem. So zooming into KublaCon, before that, there is, I know we've mentioned it here before, a Morkborg coming up soon on this very channel, which was so much fun last time, and it's going to be so much fun next time.
Yeah, because
I won't say more than that. Just watch the calendar for that, because that's coming up pretty soon. I will be running that again. I will be in the GM's chair.
I'll tell you when that is.
I know. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
No, please keep talking, because I have to go find the production schedule.
After KublaCon, we will launch our Game Found crowdfunding campaign for Neovarden. That will run into July, when we finish the month of June at RageCon in Reno, Nevada, our second con in a month, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So adventuresling.com. You can find all the information there. Our podcast, got a new episode dropping tomorrow. Stuff going on, calendar, beta rules, see what it's all about. Love to have you aboard.
Awesome.
That's me.
You're all over the place. That Mjork Bore, I think is the pronunciation.
Morkberg.
It's Mjork Bore, I think.
Morkberg.
We'll be on the 24th of May. And I'll be in that this time with Captain Rouge and DM Dave and some other peeps. All right, moving on, because, man, wow. I will toss it to Beth before her internet gives up the ghost. Hey, Beth. So many connections, so many things coming back to haunt you here. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling great. Nephra really, she has a good haircut and daddy issues. Clearly, that's what it's all about. So, love to drop some lore. Love to see some previous characters and relations coming into the mix. So thanks for those Easter eggs, Bleak. But I'm Beth. You can find me on the socials at Beth Masco. Find me on the Wanderer's Haven channel. I'm doing some things over there. Specifically, coming up this Tuesday, I will be running a one-shot of the game Nightcrawlers, which is a splatterpunk TTRPG with punk monsters.
It must be similar to Morkborg a little bit, eh?
A little bit. It's a little bit. It's not. I don't know. It's not quite as like heavy metal as Morkborg seems to me, at least by the art alone. But it's super cool, and we've got some really great players coming up with that. So
cool.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Nice. That's a lot, and thank you so much for being here. And I love that you remember these things and make those little connections. And here we call them Bleakster eggs.
God. All right.
I'm on fire tonight.
Fine. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Beth. You have no clue how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and for participating in all my weirdness here. I love it. And speaking of weirdness and loving it, the woman with all the maps, Shelly. How you doing, Shelly? What's up? What's up?
I am so mad at Tertius.
What a jerk.
I am enraged.
You gotta tell me, it was a sudden and an inevitable betrayal.
Ah, my dreams.
That's right. And that's right, Tim, it's your fault. But please tell us.
I'm Shelly.
Yes.
You can find me on Twitter at RealFleaMonkey. Back here next Thursday. Back here next Tuesday for Greyhawk. And Wednesdays, we're doing a homebrew with Ty Thalanos with Pathfinder.
On his chain.
We go from crazy, complicated math game system to Dragonbane.
Which is like
totally different.
6 rules and 1 die.
Yeah. 1 die. That's it.
Well, variety is the spice of life, they say.
Indeed.
Variety and cutting to the chase, which apparently I'm not very good at. Thank you so much for hanging out, Shelly, playing. Appreciate you also very much. Great fun. You were all so wonderful tonight. You have wonderful characters. I'm very, very, very sorry that I spoke so much, but I was playing like 6 NPCs in the same thing. So I apologize. I like to leave the room for you guys, but
you did a dope job.
That was great.
I want to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff we've got going on, then we'll raid. We're almost done. Please hang out with us a couple more seconds. We do have coming up, where are we at? We are in May. We have mostly, all right, so we got the regular stuff that we always have, Tuesday, Greyhawk, Vaesen, third part of the Vaesen game that I'm running on Wednesdays next week, and then back here for the Vault Part 4 next Thursday. But we also have, coming up in May, a couple of special games for the fundraising effort that we're doing with some other channels to raise money for No Kid Hungry, which is an absolutely amazing charity that helps feed kids. Saturday the 13th, we are doing a Lord of the Rings 5e relay where we will play one game in the morning with DM Dave GMing a group of players playing in the new Free League 5e version of Lord of the Rings. They will play a scenario, and then an hour later, I will GM 4 different players playing the same characters, continuing that adventure into the late afternoon. And we will be showcasing the 5e system at that point. And on the 19th, I'll be running a Blade Runner, but a very special Blade Runner with a very weird and unique twist in the middle that I'm not going to reveal too much about, but great cast. Darling Creepshow, Eric Mona's going to be in there, Dr. Day, DM Dave's going to be in there, Crombie. So all the group that I ran Cult with on Creep's channel. So they're awesome players. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to raise some money. We've got Call of Cthulhu coming back on the 22nd. Mjork Boy one shot that Ty's going to run. And that's it. That's all on the Bleakseason. You can find me at the Bleakseason on Twitter, and you can check out my website, bleakseason.com, for info on all the games that I'm running. I will see you here next Tuesday with Greyhawk, with Shelley, and then after that, more on the lines. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the raids. We are going to... I love talking about myself. That's, I love talking, so I became a teacher. We are going to raid into our good friend Insomnia Night, because his Twitch is something to behold. If you've never been to Insomnia, hold on to your underwear, because you're about to lose it, as it's going to be ripped off your body and blasted right into space. Thank you for hanging out with us. We super appreciate all of you, and hang out, give Insomnia Night some love when we get in there. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Super appreciate it. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, TCAT. Thank you, everybody. And we will catch you on the rebound. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.